If you've seen Amazon KDP's new title creation limit, you probably have a lot of questions. But if you've looked at it at all, you also see that it says you can contact us for an exception. So, what types of exceptions are they granting and what are the reasons needed behind it? Well, I was curious too, and I thought that I had some strong reasons behind why I wanted an exception. So, I took those steps and sent along my request. In this video, I'll tell you exactly what my thought process was, exactly what I sent to them, how the process went, and what their response was. So if you're curious or you're thinking about requesting an exception as well, you'll have a full look behind the scenes from my perspective and can take that to use it for your path forward as well. Hey, it's Rebecca. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here or if you've watched a couple of videos but haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to invite you to hit the button below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my videos. I am actively building content on my experience building several different income streams online and have been starting by sharing my year on KDP with you. In my last video, I shared an Amazon update about the title creation limit that was recently put in place. So if you haven't watched that video, I am going to link it here. And I highly recommend you watch that first, where I walk through what the limit is, exactly what policy says, and then some speculations about what various sellers are saying it might mean short-term, long-term, and how it could potentially impact all of our businesses. In this video, I consider it a little bit of a part 2 to that video because I turned around and actually did follow up through the contact us process to ask about an exception. So whether or not you have been interested in potentially requesting an exception from the new limitations set in place by Amazon KDP, this video will keep you on top of all of the new changes as they continue to develop. As usual, I always try to click through all of the links when I see a new policy guideline because I want all of the details I can get. And so, as you see, it says you can please contact us to inquire about an exception, which if you have started to figure me out yet, I absolutely did immediately. I figured between my logic behind it, the quality of my books, the fact that I had been publishing for a year, and the fact that they can see that I don't spam the system. I have an established reputation, I am making Amazon money, and I am spending money on ads. All that said, I figured if I put it in a nice succinct email, they couldn't say no to granting me an exception. So I clicked through this link, which of course brings us to a generic how can we help page and did not actually bring me directly to a contact us for an exception ruling. I think I probably just made my best guess at maybe content and rights notifications. I may have just clicked through content guidelines, maybe something like that. Either way, when you hit I still need help, it brings you essentially to the same generic why are you contacting us box, type in your message, click send, and wait for a reply. Now, the fact that this didn't go to any specific inbox about the new policy didn't give me a lot of hope, and I sadly have to say that was confirmed because within 24 hours, I got a classic form letter saying, "Hello, we hope you're well. Thank you for your email requesting an exception to the title creation limit. After careful consideration, we are unable to grant your request. We understand that the title creation limit can be challenging, but we believe it's necessary to ensure a good customer experience. We appreciate your understanding. Thank you." So, of course, this was frustrating. It always is frustrating to get a no in any field, but it also continues to be frustrating to me because there's no explanation behind it. I understand Amazon is a big company and they're obviously still trying to tinker with exactly what the policy structure needs to look like. But if you do reach out for help, don't expect to get a yes response. And I will admit to you, I went one step further and responded to this message saying, "Okay, thank you, but can you explain what the actual limit is or what that time frame is referencing so that I may better be able to plan? I'm Also very curious as to why simply uploading a draft into draft mode but not hitting publish is impacting these limits. Thank you. And I sent that message on October 20th. It is now November 3rd, and I have not heard back. So we can assume I will not be hearing back. And Amazon sent me the rejection form letter, closed the case, and does not require anybody to respond to me any further here. So again, I had delineated 5 what I thought were very pointed, intentional, logical, beneficial uses and reasons that I should be granted an exception to this rule, and it was still a flat rejection. So although there is a contact us button, I would not expect to use that, and I would encourage you to start planning accordingly. This is definitely going to impact my goals for fourth quarter and 2024 publishing, because my stretch goal is to triple my daily income from Amazon KDP. And I did want to get that done as quickly as possible. So now I need to continue to gather more information on what this timeline looks like and be more aware about trying to publish 2 or 3 books on a more regular basis throughout the week so that I don't miss my opportunity to continue growing when I don't have the time frame to sit down and batch publish. All that said, it does stink to have to change something that is working for you. And when I'm finally able to focus on Amazon KDP and I'm so excited about it, it really does stink to kind of have to stop and take a step back and spend several hours or several business days trying to readjust and replan so that I can stay focused for the year ahead. But at least we're finding this out at the back end of 2023 so that hopefully we can have a clean slate going forward into the new year. For all we know, Amazon may like that these guidelines are loose and unstructured because they may play with that limitation and the time frame throughout the year. The fact that it's fourth quarter right now may have them trying to tighten the reins a little bit because so many publishers are trying to spam the system to get in front of the Christmas shopping crowd. And maybe in January and February when it's quiet, they might push through more books in a shorter amount of time. That's a complete speculation. That may not be the case at all. But again, there is some reasoning behind why we're not seeing a specific number or a specific time frame. All that said, I really am so curious. I would love to make this a conversation starter video for any of you that are following me or watching. Again, if you aren't following this channel, I would love to invite you to hit subscribe. I am continuing to produce content around Kindle Direct Publishing, and I would love any of you to drop in the comments whether you have heard about this limitation yet, whether you have hit it for yourself, or even whether you've heard of anybody else that's hit the limit. What are your thoughts on it? Is this going to be a positive change for Amazon KDP publishers? Do you think in the short or long term they will give us numbers, or do you think they'll keep it a loose guideline and kind of keep us guessing or keep the flexibility in their back pocket? Drop some comments below. I will personally respond to every one of them. And as always, I am so grateful to you for supporting this channel, for following my journey, and for sharing yours with me, because we need each other to stick together and figure out what the heck we're doing sometimes in these new ongoing changing platforms. Until next time, bye.